Hey guys, it's GameFan here, back with another Path of Exile video. This time I wanted to bring some sort of update to the build I'm doing, and basically other stuff what's happening in Path of Exile for me in the past few days. So as you can see, I don't really have a lot of currency here. You can kind of guess why I don't have a lot of currency. You can see where this is going. In the upcoming few days we'll have this gamble done, which is going to be 144 leather belts and 144 heavy belts. But that's not why I made this video, and just a showcase. We'll do a quick shaper kill because the build is getting pretty good, I would say. I'll show my items and basically what we have currently as a setup running right now. But I really wanted to make this video, first of all, because I haven't made a build update in like, I don't know, a couple of days at least. And second of all, because I'm really proud of where the build stands now, because I've been putting a lot of hours into just this character. Maybe not a lot in the sense as of other players, like I'm only at like, I don't know, my playtime is, if I knew how to play, my playtime is at like 8 days right now. Is what yeah, it's 200 plus hours, a little bit over 200, and I feel like my build is getting finished. Like I'm constantly checking on PoE Ninja because I'm interested in when I can get an upgrade for my build, and if I can get an upgrade, what to look forward to. But I feel like my damage is getting on the like really high end. Like, there's still a lot of investments this build can get, but currently the next upgrades are going to be at least a couple of exalts, like at least like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 exalts per item for each slot, because we can get better items for every slot basically. Even here we can get like a double corrupted chest with a, let's say, a +3, or we can get even a +4, because Storm Brand is both an AoE and a duration gem, so we can get a +4 effectively, or we can get a +2 with 50% more damage, for example. That would be huge as well. But yeah, those chest pieces go for like 20, 30 plus exalts a pop, so I'm not really expecting those. Maybe we can buy some 6-linked chefs and do some gambles with double crafting our 6-link chefs ourselves. That could be a cool one, actually. That is a good idea. Damn, I have nice stuff to say. Like I also have myself a Hands of the High Templar for Ellie weakness and spell crit. This could be obviously better, but I'm not really using anything else. I have an int corrupted Call of the Brotherhood. It's a bit sad that I haven't gotten anything. I've corrupted, I think, 5-10 rings in the past few days. And I was looking for Frenzy on kill and I haven't gotten one, so yeah. But that's just from mapping, and like our mapping DPS is already pretty huge, so we don't really struggle with anything. We can easily clear tier 15, tier 16 maps with even resistance mods. I think the toughest one that I did was with 50% more Ellie res of monsters and having Enfeeble. So that was pretty rough, and even that was like a breeze to clear through. So I feel like the build is definitely getting to the point where I can say I'm officially proud of this build. Like, this really cool where we are standing. I think I've done most content, if not all. I haven't done Maven, but I haven't done Maven like ever. So we might try to get her killed at some point. I've done Cortex with this build, I've done Awakener 8, I've done Uber Elder, so yeah, I really have just a few things to explore, maybe some deep delving, but I'm not sure how that will go. I'm not really a fan of delve, but maybe I can get back to it. As you can see, the damage is good against single targets. We are level 94. I've done some Chayula rotations today, and I will plan to do some more, because the new Chayula breach is crazy. Like, I have I've had 1.3 billion EXP per hour with the group that we were running. I paid, I think, 4x for 12 rotas, and I gained 2 full levels out of it, and like 15% plus. So yeah, the new Chayula Breach Stone is just insane for EXP. For efficient 6-man groups, it's absolutely crazy EXP. So if you have a little bit of money to burn and want to get some levels, that's definitely a way to go. If you are playing the typical softcore experience like I do, like I'm mostly my defensive layers, besides having an immortal call and a few endurance charges, my defense is just having 6 portals on the map. So yeah, I'm not really... I wouldn't be a great hardcore player, especially not in PoE, but like, yeah... Whatever, I'm fine with that, as long as I'm making money. This is perfectly fine, as long as I haven't lost the map, we are still good to go. But we're getting an actually not terrible layout. This could have been basically any other. There are a few worse ones than this. I'll explain my gem setups, Okay, those shouldn't have come out. Okay, whatever. It's a bit embarrassing to talk about how good the build is doing and I died to some stupid shit like that. Some classic me, basically. Thank God it doesn't put me back. I thought it would be buggy or something like that. So as you can see, the Shaper is about 50% HP. I hope we don't get a lot of invulnerability phases, so I can clearly show my DPS better. We obviously do. Why wouldn't we get invulnerability phases? Jesus Christ. That's basically the only reason I don't like this fight. Otherwise, I think it's pretty good. But yeah, the amount of forced invulnerability phases with bosses is just not fun to deal with. Oops. Okay, no. God damn it. Whatever. This is fine. Doing Shapers is still profitable because you're still getting an Uber Elder Fragment, which at least sells for 60C. It's almost half an X per Shaper run guaranteed, and we get an Onyx Amulet, doesn't matter. Whatever. I don't know which fragment we got, I haven't seen. I think the upper one is when we get like half an X back. Yep, we get the good one. 70 Chaos. Boom, baby. And we also got a Heavy Belt, which is nice. We need like 7 more, and I can take them off my loot filter because it's haunting me. Okay, so the build currently is having a lot of extra stuff. So let's start from basically the chest piece, which is the main goodness of this. It's a +2 Circuited Duration, because Storm Brand scales off of AoE and duration as well, so you can have either of those. As you can see, it's level 26. It's coming 2 from the chest piece, 1 from the weapon, and 2 from the Awakened gems that I'm using. I'm using an Awakened Added Lightning and an Awakened Added Focus. Both of them are level 5 for the +1. You could use crit multi here, but I choose this is the most DPS I can get, so that's what I'm going with. 2020 Conk Effect and a 2020 Anomalous Inspiration for the crit chance per inspiration, I guess, and the increased crit chance from the Anomalous alt effect. For the weapon, we still have our beautiful Profane Wand. The base is cast speed, which helps me out because cast speed increases activation frequency. It has spell damage, lightning spell damage, which is like basically not existent. We have a slight crit multi, and the important stuff that we have is level of all spell skill gems. It could be level of all lightning, all spell, but all spell does. This wand base is 60 chaos, so I bought this for 60 chaos, and I crafted trigger a socketed spell craft on it. This is an unveiled mod. You can get them from June encounters, or you can use veiled chaos orbs on wands and unveil them and get lucky. Here I use Assassin's Mark, Calling Strike, and Wave of Conviction for some boss DPS. Purely boss DPS setup. You won't see this effect basically at all during mapping because it's just non-existent. You see it once proc every 8 seconds, so you're not gonna see that during mapping. As for the gloves, I said earlier, it's an LE weakness, spell crit, Hands of the High Templar, it's around 4x. I have a power charge on crit, Orb of Storms set up. We could also link it to Innervate, which would give me some extra mapping DPS, but I don't really need it. As I said, mapping is already really good. And because we're playing softcore, we have a cast on that portal set up. Just for fun, it's a +2. It's a level 2 portal because honestly, why not? I self-corrupted it, so it's just... I thought why not put it there just for the extra funds. For the helmet, we have Brand Recall, Flame Lash, and Arcane Surge. Brand Recall is really important because we get extra brand attachment range when we cast it. As you can see, we have them here, and now we cast the Brand Recall and they connect to me, so it's easier to clear maps, especially when you're in Curse and get teleported back and forth all the time. We also have a level 14 Clarity, which gets scaled up to level 15. This is so we can have some nice mana regen. I have it on level 14 because that's kinda around the balance that I have enough mana to use everything without really needing mana and having enough mana regen that it's comfortable to play around with. We have just the chest, the helmet is just ES, some res and all stats because I need some all stats. That's basically pretty much what we have here. There's nothing special. We could have like chaos res, we could have more ES. Ultimately, you want to have either a super incredibly expensive +1 power charge, minus cold, nearby enemies have minus cold, but yeah, it's gonna be a while since I get that. Our shield is a Prism Guardian. We have it on LE res because we don't really have a lot of resistances here. We could honestly drop it and get a +2. I had a +2 before, but I needed the res, so I dropped it and I have it now. We have Zealotry, which gets scaled up by the 1's +1. We have a Herald of Ice, which also gets scaled up, and a Wrath, which gets double scaled up with a shield and the wand. For the boots, it's again nothing special. Res, ES, 32 movement speed, and I crafted it myself, I think. And the base is really important because we have damage penetrates 10% minus 10% res. If you haven't killed recently, that's purely for bossing. Again, you rather need boss damage than map clear. Your map clear is already insane, while because you are an occultist, you have Profane Bloom and stuff like that, so that's not really a problem for you. The links are Hatred, Herald of Thunder, Discipline, and Immortal Call, just for the extra layer of defense. I don't really have a spot for Cast on the Wish Taken, so it's manually crafted. It gets scaled up by the endurance charges we get from this small cluster set up here with Enduring Composure. We gain 1 endurance charge for every second you've been hit recently. This is helping out a lot with Fizz mitigation and LE res if you are doing an LE weakness map, but yeah, you can just use an LE res flask. Talking about flask, we have a all of my flasks are used when something happens, not effect. This is a purely lazy setup. You could have a lot more flask effect and do mapping a lot smoother, but yeah, I have an anti-bleed, an anti-shock, and those are the ones. I could also have an anti-ignite and an anti-poison, but I feel like I can mitigate those with ES leech and ES regen. All of them are 20 quality, this is 24, and these are the damage ones that I use because these both have cast speed, which only one matters, but all of them get charges when we deal crit, so we can kinda sustain it against bosses. So we can have a few extra charges for some nice DPS. This gives us around 15% more DPS against bosses. The belt is a crystal belt with a Crusader influence. That's why we have the 12% increased max ES. That's giving like, I don't know, 300-400 ES us in the total. We also have like just flat ES and some really nice chaos res, which actually helps out a lot with strength. Life is crafted because of our presence of Chayula, which converts max life into ES. We also use Tranquility, which gives us Transfiguration of Soul, which increases and decreases the ES, also affects spell damage at 30% of that value. We both have a defense catalyst onto them, so it gives more ES and more ES to life. More life to ES, my bad. I use 2 Cold Brotherhoods for a full lightning to cold conversion. I mean, full 96%. We also have like, that's why we need ally damage catalysts. I also have an anti-scout tower damage, I mean scout tower range. I didn't have an anoint on this when I corrupted it, and I realized it too late, so it just has to be like that. I could use tainted oils, but that costs a 1x, so I'm not gonna spend 1x on some tower damage. I can clear blighted maps fairly easily without that, so we don't really need it. This is int on it, which is really nice because it gives us both ES and damage. The best obviously would be, as I said, for mapping, frenzy charge on kill, or you know, something like that, but we have to do what we have. Getting a decent Scourge mod on it, while also having the annoyance, while also having the catalyst, while also having a decent role, you're just going to have to spend multiple exalts on it, and I feel like it's not worth it, at least not with the budget I have currently. Washington cell, whatever. So as of the skill tree, we are just casual stuff, like we have this important brand node. We just do this trade quickly, sorry, my bad. I should have said D&D on, but yeah, I didn't prepare that much. Cool. Nice. Okay, so as of the skill tree, as I said, we are Witch, Occultist to be exact. Yeah, let's just go over the ascendancies. We have Void Beacon because we are cold damage based, so nearby enemy cold res is really important. It's a huge damage multiplier. That's why you saw me during the fight. I was trying to stand as close to Shaper as possible to get as much time as possible. Then we get Frigid Wake. That's where we get Chill and Freeze immunity with 15% more cold damage, which is really important because it's not an increased damage, it's a more damage multiplier. It's two different things. Increased damage is it gets added to the lot of increased damage stats that we already have. Like we have increased damage from like all over the tree, increased damage, increased damage, increased damage. More damage is an overall multiplier to all of them above. Like it's one level above them. It's really huge increased damage, and we also have some nearby chilled enemies deal 10% reduced, so that's an extra mini layer of survivability. We have Profane Bloom, which is huge for map clearing, and then also like hexproof enemies can be cursed. That's nice. And we have Malediction because that gives us an extra curse. That's why we can have both Ellie weakness and Assassin's Mark at the same time on. We could use also Frostbite or Icebite, whatever the cold curse is called. And we also have some curse effect, which is nice. As of the skill tree, this is the main part that we need. We need this brand node, we need this brand node, we need Runebinder for extra active brand. We need this aura passive cluster, because that's how we can reserve. As you can see, I'm really strapped for both life and mana, because we have increased mana reservation efficiency here. And we also get some mana effect. We have this crit node, which helps out a lot with single target DPS here, and just generally in crit. As you can see, our crit is doing this much. This used to be a crit builds, but I've changed these. Like we just are not purely from crits now. Because of these two Awaken gems, you could go for, as I said, crit chance, crit multi here, and that's also a great damage. But this just feel like if you have money to spend on Awaken gems, you might as well do it. I also take these ES clusters here and here. A really great clear node is this one because it gives +1 chain. So since I'm doing these two nodes on the Uncharted realms, when I'm doing Elder or Shaper Guardians, at the end we are going to fight 2 Guardians at the same time. And this node helps out a lot. That basically means we have the same damage against 2 bosses, which is it's basically double damage. I have a Cluster Jewel, which is 9 passive, it could be 8, it doesn't make a difference, we just don't take that. With Blanket and Snowstorm, this is some light pen, some pen. Oh, this is lightning as extra, and this is the pen. I use 2 medium Cluster Jewels, both with brand loyalty and grand design. this is Holy Conquest, it doesn't really matter, it's not that big of a difference. It's just extra AoE. I could have Grand Design, which would give me duration and attachment range, which helps out in clear. I have just a spell damage, crit multi, yes, jewel here. This is the one that I've already said. It's a small cluster jewel with increased armor as its enchant, as it's implicit basically. And we have Enduring Composure, so we can have Endurance charges, which is a really nice layer because we don't really have a lot of Fizz mitigation, as you can see. Other than that, we take, as I said, Pain Attunement is kind of self-explanatory for Chef's build. If you want to go spell build, you have to go kind of Pain Attunement if you have the currency for it. We also use a Watcher's Eye. I just got this today for 6x. It's a crit chance with Wrath and Cold Pen with Hatred. This is like insane damage. It gives like, I don't know, 400, 500,000 DPS against bosses. That's huge. Take these nodes with some crit multi, damage, again, damage, mana regen, int, and we have some ES and stuff like that. We don't really need this node either. We can have something else, like we could get like, I don't know, ES on kill, we could get crit chance, we could get a lot of stuff. Actually, let me see, I don't really have, like, if we were to level up more, because we could get up to, I don't know, like 96, 98, this would be the way to go. Like this, I would just path this way and get this crit multi, but I'm not sure if you can get there realistically without doing like, I don't know, hundreds of Chavula runs. So as of right now, let me just say we have Zealot's, so we can take this life regen, and we have some extra defenses on that. Awesome. Other than that, it's really nothing special. I feel like I've said everything about the build. The way you run is you lay down your brands. You can have 5 brands out at the same time, and 2 can be at the same target. These explode the target. We also have some explosions from Herald of Ice, but that doesn't matter that much. Then you use your Brand Recalls or your Flame Dash to activate Arcane Surge, which gives you mana regen and damage. Brand Recall also increases your brand attachment range, which is great for clear speed. Then you can use Orb of Storms because you don't have power charge generation otherwise, and having 3 power charges is also like, I don't know, 10-15% of your damage. Think about that. You have all your auras out at the same time, and you just basically blast. You don't really have to think about DPSing. Like against bosses, your brands will deal automatic damage, and you can have as much time as you want to focus on dodging possibilities and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's all what I wanted to say about this build. It's been really fun min-maxing this build, and I will sure to continue because, as I said, we are not finished. We have a lot of upgrades to have. Like for example, better helmets. We can have elusive boots. We can have a better Hands of the High Templar. We can have a better bond because we can have a +2 with all spell skills and all lightning spells. So that could be insane, but it's like really, really expensive to have a better one than this one. Actually, I thought this would be easy to replace, but it's not really. The cheapest one that I saw was like 10-ish exalts, and that needs to be crafted still. And not just the craft, the exact craft. It needed to be like slammed or something like that. So it's really not easy to replace this. But yeah, other than that, as of next, I'm working towards this one. It's gonna be insane when we get to this. I hope we get something out of this because it's like almost 300 belts. This is going to be a 30+X gamble, which I haven't even done anything near that. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I hope you do as well. And yeah, basically that's it. Thanks for watching. Like the videos, subscribe, follow, stuff like that. I really appreciate any of those if you just do that. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. See you later.